Oh.
He's wearing the fucking attaboy.
Yeah.
Fucking dude. Running around all day. Had to pick up the Harley.
Oh shit.
Had to get work done to it. It's fucking
bike season, huh?
Bike season, baby.
Mm.
I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do it, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love the fucking bike. It's nice, but it's a lot of extra work.
It's like owning a boat. Same thing.
Dude, yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah. So Eric, who owns Reality, him and his son want to come up and they want to come fishing.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
He's like, I never knew fucking Mike fished. I'm like, dude, he's the fucking whitest black guy I know.
Let's run it. Bring it up.
All fucking day. I'm like,
come on.
I'm like, all three of us will go up and we'll go fishing with Mike.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like, he will be game for it. Trust me.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Not much, man. I fucking crazy leg day today. It was like my first leg day that, at least on squat patterns and leg press patterns, that I wasn't scared of my knee fucking up anymore. So
yeah, that's right. How's it feeling?
It feels pretty good. Extensions are still a pain in the ass, but
yeah.
You know, whatever. I can get what I need out of leg pressing and squat patterns. So it is what it is. But the gym was like 100 degrees today, so that was cool. The garage doors were open, music blasting. We just fucking got after it.
And it's Jack and Jill, right?
Yeah.
That gym is leveled up from what I've heard and what you've said to me.
Yeah.
So what kind of equipment are they carrying now?
He's pretty much like an Arsenal, like Arsenal's best line. It's an Arsenal showroom pretty much.
Yeah. Some pieces are hit or miss, but like if he's probably got more of the better pieces.
Yeah, he does. And he's got like 16 more on order right now. So he's finishing up another space in the back, and that's going to be all like the pin loaded stuff. So
nice. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking my knees are knocking at the leg day that me and Eric did at Reality on Monday. Holy fuck, bro. Yeah.
It's a good one.
It felt like, you know what I mean? It's difficult to train with somebody when they don't bring the intensity, and Eric's the only one in this area besides like when Nate was up here, obviously I could train with him, and like, you know, it sucks that you're 2 to 2.5 hours away. It's not like you're, hey, 30 minutes, hey, I'll meet you at the gym. You know what I mean? Like Eric owns the gym, so it's difficult for him to like schedule around what, you know, when and what time he can work based upon like taking clients and everything like that, including me. Like we both have schedules. I work out of the gym. He owns the gym. So it's like, there's always something for him to do. So he writes it in his book every day. And me and him have been training together ever since I got back, like full training. So
that's
you ever use a Paramount pendulum?
Oh yes. It's heavy as shit,
bro. So we did like fucking 8 sets on Monday. It was brutal.
Yeah.
We went like, obviously we just did like 1, did like 5 or 6 reps, 2, 5 or 6 reps, 3, 5 or 6 reps. And then we started our working set at 4.
Yeah.
So we did 4 for, I think like it was either 12 or 15. And then we put 5 on there, dude. 5 on that is like death. It's fucking death.
Yeah.
People who don't know what a Paramount pendulum is, bro. Like, okay, what was the one we were using in the New Tech one? And how many places did you guys have on that?
I don't know. We had a shit ton. Like fucking, what was it, like 6 or 8, 7?
It was at least 8? Yeah. So it's equivalent. Yeah, I think he was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So like it's equivalent to like that much weight on like some of these other machines, like an Arsenal or a New Tech or something like that. Like the Paramount makes it feel 10 times fucking heavier. So we did a set. We did one set on with 5 plates for 10 to 12 reps. And then we did a triple drop set. We went to 4 plates, 3 plates, 2 plates, as many reps as we could hit. Dude, talk about frying your fucking CNS.
Yeah, for sure.
It was done. But I'm like, Eric's a 212 Pro. So it's like, you know what you're going to get out of him. And it's fucking, he's just straight savage. So
I love that.
I think it's going to be good for me. You know what I mean? Especially like the last friggin', 3 weeks I've been cruising. The weight's been going up. I'm up 15 pounds since I started back on like cycle. And we haven't even touched the fucking food yet. That's the scary part. That's just like, I've never had a response like that. So I'm like, I'm 41 years old. I never thought I was going to get a response like that ever again. So I'm just fucking riding the wave.
Yeah.
And Chris is just like, dude, I can't believe what's fucking happening in front of my eyes. Like, you're already completely balanced out left to right, when he was a completely different show 3 weeks ago. He goes, give it another week or two, and then we're going to up food, and we're really going to fucking start pushing. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You're the boss. Yeah. What's up, Chris?
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Your updates have been looking good, bro.
Dude, for real.
Real good.
Yeah, I'm cranking.
Yeah.
How you feel?
Fucking awesome, man.
Isn't that the best?
Dude, yeah. I mean, it's cool because I'm like just under 16 weeks out. So like I'm in a really good fucking spot. And, coach is definitely very happy. He hasn't done like hardly any, I haven't had any changes to my diet in like weeks. Like, make sure hasn't been a change in my diet since I started prep, actually, which is 10 weeks ago. Cardio hasn't been changed. I'm still at 30 minutes, 5 times a week. But every time I get a new low, I get 2 high days back to back with cheat meals. And I don't do cardio on those days. So there's been a bunch of weeks I've only done cardio like 3-4 times.
Not to cut you off, Mike. Condell doesn't have the link.
Oh, he doesn't? Shit.
No, he just sent something in the group chat. He's like, hello. Sorry to cut you off, Chris.
No, it's okay.
I swear I sent it.
But yeah, no, things have been good. Things have been really good. I just finished training back. I literally just got in the door. So
how'd that go?
Fucking awesome. I've been training at Prime.
How's the switch going over there?
It's good.
They have a lot of good fucking pieces at that gym.
They just got they got like the Panada like high row that you can adjust the seat to do like a sagittal plane, like pull down flat bias, which is awesome. They just got a Gymleco chest supported T-bar, which is really smooth. Mm-hmm. Because some of them like I'm too short for, so it's like when you're rowing, you're like rowing up like this. You can't like actually row to the path you want. So this one you can adjust where like your chest is almost coming over the pad. They got a Rogers linear row that's like it's like unilateral arms, so it's not on one. It's like they're on fixed tracks, but each arm is independent. It's got like the swivel handles, so you can definitely do like a supinated type grip or whatever, and it's awesome. They got that prime row where you're lying straight down on the bench and stuff, so that one's good. They got one. I
like that one. That's one where you're like completely flat, right?
You can if you want to. Like I kind of have it at like 45 degrees, and I do like the neutral grip.
Yeah.
Which that prime.
I like that piece.
Yeah, it's chest supported, so you're lying down. It's not like the one where you're up, like straight up and down. Where you're using that one. I wish they had that one. That's a good piece too. And then they have that old school like hammer strength, like ISO row, that almost mimics a dumbbell row, which is awesome. Yeah, I mean,
one walks across the screen, the other one's in the window.
I'm sure my male cat will be up here at some point soon. You get to see his balls like every time he shows his balls.
Well, bro, dude, they love the turkey meat. I'm eating turkey meat, dude.
Bro, what is it with house cats wanting human food now? My cat is fucking ridiculous.
Egg whites, they go bananas for egg whites.
Oh. Anytime I cut up raw chicken, our smallest one, Minnie, she like freaks out, and I'll have to drop her pieces of raw chicken breast. It's crazy.
My female cat loves ground beef and loves whole eggs. My male cat loves like any poultry. He'll eat fish too. When he was a kitten, though, he used to eat like my like whey protein and cream of rice with peanut butter and raspberries. He used to lick the bowl clean. So he loves that. And what else? He loves, if he smells ice cream, Dude, he's a
ice
crackhead.
cream.
He loves ice cream. Like he is a crackhead. He will jump on the couch and try to buy it and stuff from you.
My cat will sit next to my wife when she's having her nighttime snack, like a ice cream sandwich or whatever she's eating, and just fucking stare at her. Yep. And I cook all my meals fresh too, so my dogs know when I'm cutting meat. They don't even look at me. They look at the floor. They just stare at the floor.
That's what my dog does too. Every time I'm cooking a meal, it literally just scavenges the ground for crumbs.
Yeah. Yeah. My dog does the same thing and it pisses me off. I'm like, don't lick the floor in anticipation. That's disgusting. I hate that.
I had an incident this morning with another dog.
Really?
Yeah, so we were walking on. There's this dog. I don't know what the hell this dog is. It's a weird looking dog, and Athena and this male dog were sniffing each other. And then I noticed he was like kind of like baring his teeth a little bit. So I kind of was pulling her back, and then the dog's owner was like, "Oh, can I go pet your dog?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Goes to pet Athena. As soon as the owner went to pet Athena, this dog lunged at my dog. My dog just stood back and looked at the dog like, are you serious? But the problem was the owner tried to grab the dog. The dog latched on his arm and just chewed shit up. He was pouring blood everywhere.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm like, you might need to go to the hospital for that one, bud. There was just puncture wounds. He like just gnawed at it.
That's
and then
crazy.
my dog's just looking at me like, what the hell just happened?
That sucks. I would hate that if that's how my dog acted.
I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah,
I've had so many incidents with big dogs being pulled by women who physically cannot constrain them.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if you have a dog that you can't control, you shouldn't have that dog.
100%, for sure.
Take it to obedience school, get it set up right as a pup, and then go from there.
Yep.
My dog loves to pull. And she's just got a serious amount of torque because she's just such a high drive dog. So we have to get like a good prong collar for her. So that has been helping her with recall and stuff, which is good. But,
Mike, is that just a vape or is that a hookah? Is the
That's
end of a hookah? Okay, all right. So
I didn't know that. That's
gangster. Religiously,
it's like the only vice that works with bodybuilding, aside from like nicotine pouches.
Yeah. I used to smoke a lot of hookah. I used to smoke a lot of
shitty vape.
Did you see that? Do you see the new C-Bum like pouch patches?
Yeah,
they're like energy patches.
We got them at the store.
I was in the gym. That's probably 6 weeks ago now, and they had the Trend Twins in like high vis construction vests, work boots, wife beaters, and like jeans, just like going around and like trying to get people to try these. And it's like, man, there are so many like more enjoyable ways to ingest caffeine than to put a fucking pouch in your mouth. Like the only reason I do the nicotine pouches is because it's the healthiest way to get nicotine. And I think nicotine by itself is a great drug. But if I want caffeine, bro, I'm drinking a fucking energy drink.
Yeah. 100%. I can't lie. I use them on the boat. I use them on the boat.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I tried quitting vaping for a few weeks, and I figured I'd wean myself off with like the Zyn pouches. And then I'm like, I have a Zyn pouch in, forget that it's in there, and I'm hitting my vape, and then I get a fucking nicotine pouch. I'm like, God damn.
Well, that's as much about the habit of like doing
that's what it is. It's
as it is about the nicotine.
Yeah.
Can I say I absolutely love the Trend Twins? They are fucking hilarious to me.
They are funny.
Did anybody see at the at Pittsburgh when they gave out awards to I don't know if it was the wellness girl or bikini girl, and they just like handed her thing. They didn't even put it around her neck, and then they just both stood there.
I have a question. Do any of you have these type of dudes in the gym? These guys need to be studied. I swear to God. They're like middle-aged 40s, like early 50s, and they're wicked blue-collar workers. And like this dude came into the gym today, right? This is what you remind me of the work boots and the vest and shit. This guy comes in today, big burly dude, like big-ass forearms, like just looks like a tank. Work boots, jeans, white t-shirt that's just covered in shit. He's covered in like stone dust or something. Just goes to the bench, no warm-up, puts 4 plates on each side, unracks it, bangs it out like 8 reps, and they always say something weird like shoulders a little tight, or it's like I'm not as strong as I used to be, and then they just disappear. I'm like, man, these guys need to be studied. Like they have horrible mobility, but they can just bench no problem, just no warm up, just.
You got to respect anybody that can hop in the gym after a blue collar work day and just go. Like, yeah, because I gotta say, if that was my job, maybe it'd be different if I was used to it. But looking from the outside looking in, fuck, dude, I would have nothing left, because I've done some of those jobs in the past when I was younger. I don't know how anyone over like the age of 30 does a blue collar job and then goes and has a productive workout.
They're a different breed. I asked him, I go, what do you do for work? You're covered in that smell. Like, do you do masonry? He's like, I work a jackhammer. I work at a jackhammer for like 30 years, you know? So I'm like, oh, that explains why his forearms are so big. He's just sitting there all day.
I'll tell you, working at UPS, it was fucking like cardio during preps, non-existent.
30,000 steps.
Not even an issue. But I will say, like, just like you were talking about, like in the back of those trucks, dude, during the middle of the summer, it's $135, 140 degrees in the back of those fucking things. So you're right. I mean, like working out at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night when you're getting out and you got no fucking energy because you've literally felt like you've lost 10 pounds on sweat. It is fucking brutal.
Yeah, I did a custom granite work for about 3.5 years. And I loved the job. Fantastic. But I made zero progress for almost 3 years in bodybuilding because of it. Yeah. You know, I'd go in at 7 in the morning. Some nights I wouldn't get out till like 11:30, 12 at night, still go to the gym. Great job. But yeah, it was really hard to progress in bodybuilding doing that shit.
Dude, I was like, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I used to work in one of the Sears and Roebuck warehouses. And like fucking, and they were like, I was the guy that lifted, even though I wasn't that big at all back then. But they're like, oh, you're the strong guy. Here, come move all these ACs off this truck. It needs to be unloaded in like an hour. And there's like 400, 500 ACs on there. Like 15, 20,000 BTU ones. Then you got to move refrigerators and fucking pool tables and all those Craftsman tool sets and shit. I was tired and over it back then.
Yeah. Weird story about Sears. So we used to do a lot of lawnmower repairs there. And for whatever reason, in Maine here, we have a lot of high Asian population in Portland. And I would always see the last name. And when I was young, I called it Nigerian. Like, oh, there's a lot of Nigerians. Not a lot of, what is that? Until one guy came in, he says last name's Huen. And I was like, oh, that's how you say it. So for like a whole year straight, I was like, Nigerian. Well,
I had a friend with the same last name, but he pronounced it Nguyen.
Nguyen?
Yeah, that's how he pronounced it.
Yeah.
Must be like a different area where the name gets pronounced a little differently.
Yeah. Yep. Sears days. Man, I worked so many strange jobs growing up. Like
Sears used to have fucking everything, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in there, get whatever you needed, and be done. And
for sure.
It's crazy they went under. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
It's like thinking if Target or Walmart would go under.
Yep.
You think? Oh man,
No.
Not Walmart in Maine. Not Walmart in Maine, man. That's destination central.
So everyone goes on a Friday night to turn up
for sure.
Walmart.
For sure. Should we talk about Pitt?
Hell yeah.
All right.
I want Mike's opinion on this one. He's getting ready to fire up on. I wish Luke was on for this right now because I get a feeling it would be.
I'm obviously biased. I think Tonio is the prototype for bodybuilding. I don't think it gets much better. But this is one of those decisions where I can understand it because you saw the comparison just a week earlier where Tonio was definitely better. And Crizzo absolutely improved. Like he was definitely better at Pitt. Sharper, posing was better.
Yep. Still
fucking huge and full. And having a little bit of the inside knowledge I do with Tonio and Jacoby, they went for a fuller look, which I think was the right move because if Crizzo's sharper, I think Tonio has to be bigger, right? Because I don't think Tonio can get much sharper than he was in New York. So I don't think there was really a choice, and they made the right decision. And it was a coin flip for me, to be honest. If I'm objectively looking at the results, what do you want, right? Do you want clean, beautiful muscle, or do you want a fucking monster? And they went with Crizzo. It's, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It was a really good improvement though for Crizzo.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's one of those guys I think we can all agree is like been kind of frustrating for a while. And anytime someone like that figures it out, I mean, I think we're all looking forward to the Yo. Like, this is going to be, assuming the clusterfuck at the end of the year doesn't keep really good guys that should be there out of the show, I think this O is going to be highly contested in the top 6.
Yeah, I mean, did anyone see the Cal lineup?
Yeah, the Cal lineup was like, I didn't even know had those people on there.
No, it looks like there's only like 4 or 5 guys that you know by name.
Yeah.
Sass is doing it, right?
The rest is Sass is doing it. Janiki's doing it.
Yep.
Dorian Haywood's doing it.
Yep, I saw that.
Who else was it?
Who do I
A
know
lot of
here?
the New York guys that did New York are doing it. I saw like Chris Knox is going. Couple of those guys.
Luke
Sass
Carroll's in there.
Yes, Sass should walk away with that.
I agree.
Sass. Yeah, this should be Sass's show.
He looked fucking insane. Even that was.
Dude does not miss.
He could have been.
He is just
he could have been
consistent.
third. He could have been third easily on Saturday.
I agree with you. We can say this before Luke gets here. I think Sass should have been third.
I agree. I had it third.
And that's no hate towards Brandon. Like,
no, I mean, Sass was fucking on, dude.
That's the best I've ever seen him.
When Brandon first came out, his initial look, I don't think I'd ever seen his legs look that separated from the front. And kudos to the live stream of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was quality.
Wow. If everybody could take notice of that camera quality was top notch.
I assume that was Gilco, was it?
I would guess.
That's my guess.
Gilco's awesome.
No hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stream was impeccable. No hiccups. Perfect, like 4K quality. And I hate to always go back to this conversation, but put some of these motherfuckers that are talking about how things were better in the 90s on a 4K stream like that. Let's see what it looks like.
I bring that up every time. Every time those old heads are talking about the 90s were better, I'm like, yeah, because you guys had like a 0.5 megapixel fucking camera. Everything's granulated and pixelated. Like, yeah, they look lean. I mean, seriously, you compare cell phone pictures now to what the pictures were in the 90s, and like it shows the cell phone pictures show all the crazy conditioning that the 90s did. And if you look at those guys, it's like, no, some of these guys now are way bigger, way leaner,
Yeah, nostalgia's got a death grip on them. Makes me crazy.
Are Legion and Cal the same weekend?
I don't think so. I think Cal this weekend and Legion next.
Cal's this weekend.
Yes.
Okay, they're a week apart. Okay.
Legion's
May
next
30th.
weekend.
Yeah.
I saw that Tonio's doing Legion to defend it.
Yep.
So,
it's like in his backyard. There's like no reason not to.
Yeah.
He's ready, go get a check, win another show, and then get ready for the O.
Absolutely.
Plus knock out somebody else from trying to do the Olympia.
Yep. For sure. What else? Maybe we should save the guest posing talk till Luke gets on here. I know he's
another 40 minutes.
I know he's got some shit to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course he does.
We could answer some questions from last week.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Do you remember which ones we answered?
Yep. Let me pull them up really quick.
Okay.
Dead air. Here we go. Okay. That's a good one. I mean, I think we've kind of touched on stuff like this before, but let's do it again. What habits have you developed from bodybuilding that has transferred into elevating / making everyday life easier?
Discipline. Period.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you want to do it. If it has to get done, you just fucking do it.
Yep.
And honestly, if that's not their biggest takeaway from bodybuilding into your normal life, like if the rest of your life is a fucking disaster, but you're a decent bodybuilder, like you should reevaluate how you're navigating that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Discipline, strong work ethic. It's when just that mental fortitude that you get. It's like you're hungry, you're tired, you're still performing and doing everything you can. So it's like when you go into real life, it's like, okay, like I can use this with my job. I can use this with being a good husband, better friend, everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult when you get the athletes that are like, oh, how do you stay motivated? I don't know how to get motivated. Okay, this is probably not the sport for you then.
Called discipline. Motivation is
You got
sexy.
to.
It's sexy and it's fleeting. It's not always there. Discipline is the real shit.
Yeah,
Facts.
motivation is like momentary, and that's great. Like you get off stage or you see someone do well and you get fired up, or like you watch the Olympia and you get fired up for your amateur season. That's great, but that doesn't last. And if you're banking on motivation carrying you, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah, I don't really have any others. Those are kind of the ones. I
think the other thing I would say is multitasking, right? Because I always say like bodybuilding's best in the background. If you can figure out how to bodybuild and do the rest of your life, then you've nailed down the essentials of multitasking. If you can't, you have no fucking hope in this, right? Because if you need to put all your energy into bodybuilding and you're not like a Mr. O competitor, missing the forest for the fucking trees.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not a pro yet, but I mean, a lot of the amateurs are still work full-time jobs. A lot of the pros are working full-time jobs. So, life doesn't get easier. No. Even with bodybuilding, and not just bodybuilding aside, life doesn't get easier. You just become accustomed to just dealing with it, and you don't give up, you don't break. And you just
I think that perception that like the guys that get to do this as a career have it easy. Like, bro, look at Keon. Look at Keon's Instagram. He is on a plane like twice a week, going to Korea, to Japan, to guest posing in the U.S., to Pit Pro just to be there. Like, if you're doing this, if bodybuilding's all you're doing, you're not sitting at home just eating your meals and playing video games for the most part. Like, you're fucking busy. And to be honest, I don't know how guys like Keon, like Brett, the guys that travel nonstop, like that for me would be harder than what I do with having a career alongside bodybuilding. Keeping your shit together when all you're doing is traveling is so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I travel a lot for work myself, and that's difficult.
Yep.
It's definitely a challenge.
I guess I think one thing that I take from bodybuilding is the ability to compartmentalize like my day, similar to like in bodybuilding, right? Like you have your meals, you have your training, you have all these things that you just check the boxes with. And I think it's made my day-to-day easier, because I'll be honest, when I was younger, like I would get overwhelmed by lots of stuff easy, right? Like if I had a lot of stuff to do, paralysis by analysis, not much shit would get done. I am much better at do this, then do this, then do this. You may not get to everything today, but knock these off the list. Make sure you do them 100% to the best of your ability. Go to sleep, do it again the next day.
Time management.
Yeah, time management.
That's definitely a skill that I've gotten, because I never really had much routine. I kind of was just like, I'll just go with the flow.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But once you start getting into routine, like I hate breaking my routine.
Oh, brother, I don't do well. Shay will tell you I do not do well if my routine is broken up during the day. That's something I actually have to work on, because I tend to spiral a bit. She can pull me out of it, but I spiral a bit for a little bit.
It's a good question, though. Whoever asked that is a good question.
Yeah, it is. What is one thing? What is one of the things you would tell an upcoming bodybuilder you wish somebody had told each of you?
My favorite one for this is enjoy it while it's simple. Because if you get good at this and you continue to take it to the next level, it gets complicated fast. for the most part. Like if you're one of these freaks that can just look at weights and put on muscle, maybe it won't be complicated for you. But I miss the days and it would just like shake a pre-workout, go to the gym, train for 2 hours, come home, eat, and like just do that every day. And now it's, you know, we talk about your schedule and your process. Like going to the gym is like, I got to worry about all the things I got to look at my plan and make sure I do everything I got to do before I go to the gym. I eat my pre-workout meal and my training is exactly the same every day. So I'm looking at my logbook. And then when I get home, like everything is laid out, but there's a million things I have to remember, small things, right? But at a certain level, the small shit becomes the most important part because you've already got the big stuff down, right? But when all that little shit comes into play, like now it's complicated, and man, I miss when it was simple.
Yeah, for sure. I always tell guys that like enjoy the NPC, man. Like truly enjoy it. The NPC's some of the most fun you'll have bodybuilding.
You know? I just got off the phone with a client before I got out here talking about that exact same thing because he's like rushing to turn pro, and I'm like, dude, like he's 26, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, you realize when you get that car, there's a real, like we talked about this before, but like there's a real good chance you'll never win again, right?
Yep.
Like winning is fun. Go win, and then when it's your time to be a pro, you'll be a pro. Yep. You know what I mean?
Well, they all get super focused on the pro card and not building the pro physique.
Yeah,
it's like go build the physique first, and the pro card takes care of itself.
100%.
But everyone sees all these, 19, 20, 21-year-olds getting a pro card in classic or in physique or whatever it is, and thinks that like that's now the norm, and it's fucking not. Put your time in, enjoy it, enjoy the process while you're in it, because it does not get easier, it does not get more simple. And man, I've been fortunate enough to do better, to do better than most in my pro career. Continually stepping on stage to take like 8th through 12th, that has to fucking hurt.
How long you want to do that for?
Yeah.
Especially a lot of times, like as an open bodybuilder, bro, like if you're a professional open bodybuilder, you were probably winning the majority of the shows you were doing as an amateur. You're probably used to being in the mix at the very least.
Yep.
And now I haven't done my debut yet, but I'm prepared to get kicked in the fucking mouth. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready for it. But like you see guys like, and I'm not even gonna name drop, but like I have friends personally that do that. I mean, they're freaks and they dominated their amateur career. And now just because of, they're placing 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 4th, like, and they're still giving it everything they got year round. They're just like, fuck, man. At what point, like, I don't know. It's a hard pill to swallow, bro. You know what I mean? And when you're already 250, 260 on stage, it's like, well, where do I really go from here kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like the amateur, part of the fun part about your amateur career is that like that unknown of like, how far can I take this? Like, well, if I look like this at 220, well, I look like at 240. You know what I mean? And that's like exciting, bro. Like getting into your next offseason, your next prep, whatever. When you're fucking 5'7", 265 on stage and you're taking 7th place, where do you go? You know what I mean? You're kind of stuck. So there's no rush, bro. Like, just enjoy it, bro. Like, have fun busting amateurs' asses, bro. It's fun.
There's also that time as an amateur where, like, if you just work harder than the dude next to you, there's a pretty good chance you can squeeze out a win or a couple extra places.
Yep.
Nationals, probably not happening. The Pro League, fucking forget
Definitely
about
not
it.
happening.
Not happening.
Yeah.
It's a different level. I don't think people understand. Like, it's not like going to nationals is like the NFL. No, like nationals is like at best NCAA level football. It's
like a draft combine, bro.
step up from the NCAA to the NFL. How many dudes make it? 1% of 1%. So like you gotta get realistic with this. Like,
where's Doug when you need him?
Yeah, it just is what it is. The numbers are the numbers, man, and it's gonna suck a lot more often than it's gonna be fun when you get to that level.
Yeah, for sure. Luke,
I was just gonna say, just enjoy the journey and the process, not so much the outcome. Don't get caught up on the outcome. Just enjoy like the day to day.
Well, that's what I say. I say that, and I said that to this kid just now. You have, and we've talked about this before. Like, it's not like a broken record, but like, you have to love bodybuilding. If you love bodybuilding, then there's no time wasted. There's no rush. If I'm a IFBB pro or a 4th place regional competitor, my bodybuilding looks the same to me. Maybe to other people, they'll turn it up, but to me, I love bodybuilding and I try to do it at the highest level I possibly can. So if I'm 5th place at nationals or 5th place at the New York Pro, I'm going to turn around and go home and do the same fucking thing.
That's
I'm going to take my drugs. I'm going to eat my food. I'm going to train my ass off. It's this. Nothing changes just because I have a status. So but I love it though. So I don't worry about the status. If you're constantly like Chris is talking about, like the destination or the enjoy the journey, not the destination. That comes from loving what the fuck you're doing, bro.
Yep.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, I feel like if you're doing this sport to obtain a pro card, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
But it's even like I won my card last year. If I had taken 2nd place, I would look the same and be doing the same thing right now that I did. Nothing is different.
Because you love what you're doing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this goes back to the motivation thing, right? Like, if you need a win or to perform well on stage to level up what you're doing day to day to become a better bodybuilder, you're not going to fucking make it. Like, yes, your capacity increases, right? Like, I can train harder now than I could 5 years ago just out of practice. But 5 years ago, what I was giving was all I had. I happen to have more now, but it looks the same. So if you guys are waiting for this achievement to like set you on fire, it's probably never coming.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Luke, the question was, if you had to tell a younger bodybuilder something
that you wish someone had told you,
that you wish somebody had told you, what would it be?
Don't try to be so fucking perfect all the time.
That's a good one.
I was so anal, bro. Like, when there you get 2 types of people. A lot of times people that like they only check one box and then everything else is kind of fucked off. They only care about the drugs or the training or the food, or they leave the others. I was so, from the beginning, like anal about everything, to the point of like it being a detriment, bro. Like, I think I've said this on here before too, a while ago. I used to buy the same brand of Purdue chicken breast. And if I would go to the grocery store and they would have several other brands of chicken breasts, but it wasn't the Purdue brand that I bought, I would fucking crash out and I'd go to a different grocery store until I found it. Like a fucking retard, bro. And what was the worst part was I was like 250 and fucking like 45% body fat.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about the brand of chicken breast I was buying, bro. And it would literally get me to the point of like I'd be having like anxiety attacks over it. And like last year was the best offseason I've ever had. I put on 25 pounds of stage weight in 1 year. And it coincidentally was probably the most lax I've been, not in the sense of like missing meals or things like that, but like if I ran out of chicken and I did, or maybe I didn't want to have potatoes and I did like sourdough bread and a whey shake before bed instead, like I wouldn't freak out. I would just do that and make the numbers match and go to sleep, right? Whereas like back in the day, dude, everything had to be, if I wasn't like at the gym like 60 minutes after my pre-workout meal, and like if I wasn't home like right away, like eating, and like I was a fucking freak, and it did me no good. You don't, bodybuilding, I had this conversation with my brother this week when I was home too, and I've said this too. This is not for smart people. The smartest people are the smallest people, to be honest. The biggest people in the world are all stupid. Like, all you have to do is lift a lot of fucking weight, take tests, and eat fucking protein, honestly. And if you can like check those boxes over 10 to 20 years, you're going to build a lot of muscle. And sure, there's optimal ways to do things and this, that, and the third. But if you stress yourself out trying to be so perfect all the time, you're going to be putting way too much focus into that and not enough focus into the things that actually make a difference. And you're going to realize you're stuck in the same fucking spot.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, Luke, that was me for a while, because I am somewhat smart and I would just overthink everything. Yeah. So when I finally got with my coach, I'm just like, I'm gonna just go straight retard mode. And just turn it off. And
even Blue, like I've been with Blue for 5 years now, right? I made a ton of progress with him. I didn't think he was the smartest dude in the world. I thought he was like old school dogma shit, whatever. And I thought I was like smarter than everybody else. And I sucked. Right. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to listen to this guy because he gets people shredded and whatever. And I'm just going to shut the fuck up. And I did. And I started to make a ton of progress. And that was when you realize that like all these people that are pushing this like overthought agenda of what this sport is, they're just trying to sell you something or make you feel stupid so you inquire with them about whatever it is.
Facts.
This is not for smart people, bro. These guys have no idea at the top of the sport. They have no idea why they do anything. They don't know what anything does. They just go in and they lift shit because it feels good and big pump, and then they go home and eat chicken breasts and take steroids, and they get paid. It's that easy, bro. It's like it's that simple. Like, that's why they fucking. That's literally why they do everything that they do. There's no rhyme or reason. It's like, oh, that feels good. Okay, 4 sets, and then go home, shoot a bunch of shit up, and eat a bunch of food. It's that simple.
Why did I hear that in like Rami or Hadi's voice?
Yeah. Bro, because that's literally how their brain works. Like, that's literally how their brain works.
You know, you kind of got a point there, Luke. You really do, because it's just like they don't know any better. So
that's
they're
what I'm
just like,
saying.
oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And they just like, it's like keep it simple, stupid to like the extreme.
Exactly.
I think people miss this, man. There's obviously a lot of value in having a good coach. Like I can speak that from experience, right? There's a lot of value in that. But the first and foremost, the value of having a coach is not fucking thinking. Period.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't think about shit. I don't think about anything until Jacoby's asking me questions like a couple weeks out, or if like there's a problem and he wants feedback. Otherwise, bro, I'm just reading the shit he sends in the plan and I go fucking do it. And severely underestimate the amount of stress you can alleviate from yourself by just executing the plan without questions, without, hey, can I sub this for this? Or can I do this instead of that? Just do what the fucking plan says. We're putting a ton of stress on our bodies physically. You do not need to add mental stress to the equation. And like Luke said, man, if you do that and make a habit of it, everybody I know who obsesses over this minutia shit is fucking tiny. Yep. But they always get the most to say about the tiny things you should be doing to be better and be optimal. And it's so fucking exhausting.
100%.
And usually the ones that are stressing themselves out and asking the most questions are the ones that are usually the newbie guys. So it's,
dude, I can say
to get them to calm the fuck down.
I can say it because it was me. Like, I was that kid.
I think it was all of us, yeah.
And like Mike asked the question originally, like, what was it like the advice you would give your younger self or younger bodybuilder, whatever?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that like I had to sift through that on my own to realize that, like, dude, what am I freaking? Dude, I went a year and a half. I was fat, like I said. I went a year and a half without a cheat meal. Holidays, birthdays, Thanksgiving. I had never even got on stage yet, but I was so anal about it. And it's just like that does you no good, bro. It does you no good.
I was like that when I very, very beginning, where I was.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was like an obsession.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know, and then you realize, like, no, I'm gonna eat Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
bro.
Dude, my brother literally said to me, he was like, my brother literally said to me, I remember it. It was like, bro, you're 50% body fat. You can eat fucking turkey. I was like, no, dude.
Please, for the love of fucking God, if you're not like 6 weeks out from a show,
yes,
eat Christmas dinner with your fucking family.
Yes,
please.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I was the same way for the first year and a half, brother. I ate baked chicken breast, brown rice, broccoli 4 times a day. The other 2 times, protein and oatmeal.
Fuck that.
And if I did have a cheat meal, it was sushi and only sushi for a year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah,
did you guys ever boil chicken early on? Like boiled chicken with like no seasoning? Like this is hardcore.
Yeah.
Or I cooked like 20 pounds of chicken. I boiled it. I took like 2 bites. I'm like, I ain't fucking eating this.
Yeah. I don't know how I did it. I could not. Fuck that now, bro. Fuck that.
Well, and listen, there's another angle to this too. Like we've all been there. We all had the super bland, super boring diet because you thought that's what you had to do to be a bodybuilder. anecdotally, obviously, this is different for everybody, but I had issues with my waist last year. I was eating too much of the same shit, right? And that manifested by me having some gut issues. This year, I'm eating a massive variety of food: steak, chicken, eggs, whey, cream of rice, potatoes, fruit. Like, you guys stressing over like keeping a perfect diet, back the fuck off, add some variety, especially in your off season. So when you go to prep, it's still there. And I guarantee you're going to be better if you can step away from this anal shit you're doing about how perfect your protein source has to be cooked. It has to be the same every fucking day. I can only use like 0-calorie sauces with all these fucking sweeteners in them. Stop that shit.
Variety is so important for like gut health, dude. Like,
Super important.
It really is.
Nutrients, just nutrients too.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Like shit, I get red meat twice a day. I get whole eggs. I get chicken. I get whey, cream of rice. I get blueberries, raspberries, pineapple, honey. You know what I mean? Like I get all that shit.
Well, you do see a lot of ChatGPT coaches out there not even putting fruit in fucking people's diets. That's all I'm gonna say.
Quest bars.
Oh wait, weren't we supposed to talk about shit coaches?
Clipping it. Clipping it.
Just eat a Quest bar for meal 2. You'll be good. Fucking sugar, alcohols, and fiber in there. You fucking shit in your pants. Just walking.
I don't
around.
even care. Don't care anymore. We can go right into that subject if we want.
Yeah, we can go ahead. We can
fuck
jump into that, I guess.
Do it live.
Were there any other like good questions we should answer? Because I know if they ask them, they've been waiting a couple weeks.
Oh, that's a cool one. What are some of your most memorable moments from your first show? And when did you realize bodybuilding was something you were truly passionate about? What are some things you guys like to do to distract yourself during prep? So I guess three questions there.
I think the one thing everyone will probably agree on is keep yourself occupied. Fucking, you end up buying a shit ton of stuff when you're on prep.
Oh, I'm already buying so much stupid
shit. Yeah, it's gonna happen. So just get used to it.
Pairs of just fucked up looking socks.
Just get used to it right now.
Socks, bro.
And I don't like put them together, so I have different socks on every day. Like one sock's like fucking, it's terrible.
Jesus Christ! Wait, what were the 3 again? It was most memorable from first show.
Yeah.
Something, and then what was it?
It was first show. Then when did you realize you were truly passionate about it? And then what are things that distract you from prep?
Can I go first on this one?
Yeah, go first.
Yeah, go.
I've wanted to do bodybuilding since I was 8 years old. So this has just been like, I've just been living my childhood dream. You know what I mean?
What got you at 8 years old? I'm curious.
I was running errands with my dad. I loved doing that on Saturdays. We'd always run errands and stuff. And I always would sit and look at comics and magazines. And I was looking at a Hulk comic, and I happened to see one of the Dorian Yates covers on Flex where he's doing like the 200-pound dumbbell row. And I like looked at it and I opened it up and I just saw the guys, like how fucking freaky they were at the veins. And I just like was looking at that. I was looking at the Hulk comic. And I was like, Dad, I'm like, is this guy, like, is this a real person? And I'm like, he looks like the Hulk. My dad's like, yeah, like that's a professional bodybuilder. He's like, all they do is pretty much like eat, sleep, train. And he's like, that's their job. And I'm like, I want to look like this one day. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was obsessed with it. And so that was like, that's just bodybuilding. I've just wanted to do this, my whole life. You know what I mean? And I obviously had my fun in high school and stuff where I wasn't taking it too seriously. But then when I finally found like the time where I'm like, okay, I want to really get into this, that's when I got into it. And then my first NPC show I did was called the NPC Northern Cup. It was actually at Twin Rivers Casino where the Rhode Island show is. And I was still natural when I did that show. And I won the light heavyweight class at that show. So I was like in the overall pose down, and like that was just such a cool first show experience for me. I had like 20 of my friends there. They were all acting like fucking idiots. Like my best man in my wedding, Chris, he's wearing like these sunglasses that look like RoboCop's helmet. like one laser beam thing, like Cyclops, and he's holding a 2-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper with the biggest silly straw I've ever seen. And he's sitting like right behind the judges, just looking at me drinking this. I get on stage, I start laughing because, you know, like it was just a really cool experience, just actually like being in the overall pose down and winning my class, my first MPC show. And that was when I was hooked. That was when like, I love this. Like I want to do this again. And then in prep to keep myself occupied, I like to read up on random studies and science stuff just to kind of keep my mind going. I do occasionally play video games. But like lately, like we have our dog, like I'm on like in the woods with my dog, like for at least 2 hours a day, just looking at birds and trying to catch random animals and have fun. So yeah,
it's true.
And then, like,
I've seen him catch a fucking possum.
Yeah, I'll catch one. I've caught one before, and then the other thing too is like when I learned this is like when I'm like, if I'm sitting at home or I'm working, whatever, and I'm tired, I just get up and go for like a 10-minute walk, and I'm not as tired anymore. Just staying active and keeping your mind active. And that's kind of what I do in prep.
I like it. Good answer. Who wants to go
I can
next?
go next, but I'm going to answer. So like, my first, when I knew I like, the second question was like when you knew you were like really like bodybuilding, right? Or really about this. So I always worked out, but honestly, my younger brother was more into bodybuilding before me. I thought shit was gay as hell. And so I kind of, he was following like, Jay Cutler and Ronnie and Kai and Phil and all these guys. And I thought it was super gay. And then I went to college and I stopped playing sports. And I started spending more time in the gym and started getting more serious about it and learning about it. And like I was in a fraternity at University of Miami. So like all these kids are fucking fat, fucking alcoholics. And I had like a 6-pack, so I thought I was jacked. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do one of these competitions because like I was watching guys on YouTube do as a physique show, right? So I jumped into the Muscle Beach in 2017 in New Jersey, NPC Muscle Beach. And I walk into this high school with my mother in New Jersey, right? Just my mom came. My dad and my brother's like, what the fuck is this kid doing? So just my mom came. I walk into the high school in New Jersey, and the first person that walks by me is fucking Nick Walker, right? Nick Walker and Jeff Long. Jeff Long was his coach at the time, and Jeff was still big as fuck. And they both walked past me, and me and my mom looked at each other. What the fuck did I sign up for? You know what I mean? So I went through that whole show, smoked 5th place out of 5 in the teenage men's physique class. Didn't even place in novice, bro. But I like sat backstage and I like watched all these guys. Nick, Freddie Smalls guest pose. Akeem Williams was there. Jeff was big. All these pros were there. Even just the open guys that were competing at that show were fucking huge. And I'm just like watching them and observing what they're doing. And I was like, I want to fucking do this. Like, I want to fucking do this. So I went home from that show. And that was like when everything turned. Like I started researching gear. I started writing out diets, like the whole 9. And then 4 years later, I did what I call my first show, which was my first open bodybuilding show in 2021, the Connecticut State. And I won the novice overall. And I took second to the guy that won the open overall. And from the most memorable for my first show was basically just I had put in, that was 4 years of like head down. Like that was the time where I wasn't cheating on my diet and I was anal about fucking Purdue chicken breast, right? It was 4 straight years of literal like tunnel vision work with like no real, I didn't know. The only experience I had on stage was 5th place out of 5 in the teenage class and no place in novice. Okay. So I thought I was wasting my time talking about genetics. I didn't think I had it at all. But I was like, I'm going to give this everything I have. So it was 4 years of work. And then when I finally got on stage in Connecticut, and I almost won the overall, the entire show, I got a lot of praise from people like Evan. Tuttle was my coach at the time, from Chris. And basically everybody that was there, that was like the judges, the RIP Jerry, but like Jerry talked to me for a while. And like just about how much potential I had, right? Which was very like that stuck with me, and it made me realize, okay, I got something here. and it was a ton of fun, bro. Like, it was just so much fun. Like, the whole experience, that first show experience, like Chris, you said, I had all my boys from college fly in and like just going out to eat and everything. It was just so much fun. And so like that was kind of that first show that I don't really talk about, the physique one, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. That was what flipped my switch that made me be like, I really want to do this. Which led to the most memorable thing from my first like actual show. And then as far as what I do to distract myself during prep, I'm horrible at this. I get so consumed with bodybuilding in prep, dude. Like I can't watch shows. Sport, I love sports. Like sports is like my escape. So like whenever sports is on, like that's always my escape. But like other than that, I can't stay locked into shows like video games, like none of that shit. I have to be, I don't know why. It's like I'm just consumed by bodybuilding the closer I get to a show. So it's all fucking stupid ass podcasts and like everything. And my attention span's so short. It's like 5 minutes of something and then it's on to the next one. You know what I mean? But
I get like that
it's
too, Luke. I get
it's
it.
that's all I really can get into. So I don't have a good answer for that one, but yeah, those are my
Bro,
two.
Before anyone else answers, I'm looking at your contest history. Bro, holy fuck.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ, dude. You made insane progress from 2017 to 21.
I know.
And dude, huge props for knocking that conditioning monkey off your back on your second show.
Yeah, that was
your conditioning there was fucking fantastic for someone who's only doing their second show.
Yeah, that was my first show with Blue. And I always thought conditioning was going to be a problem for me because me and Chris dieted for a long time for that first one. And I just wasn't really getting there. And Blue put, bro, that second show, I dug, bro. Like, I had one refeed meal the entire prep. And it was 400 grams of rice and 10 ounces of steak. That was one refeed meal the entire prep. I got up to an hour and a half of HIIT cardio a day. I was on only fish and greens, except my pre-workout meal. I had 30 grams of carbs from cream of rice. And that was like for like 8 weeks straight.
Yes.
And so I completely lost my legs. I have no legs, but I was fucking probably the leanest I've ever been, to be honest. I was like inside out. And he pushed me, bro. Like he kind of, I think he wanted to like see what I was made of. And it worked. But then, yeah, it's that one time you do it, bro. Then, like you said, the conditioning monkey. And then your rebounds are fucking crazy. It's so important to get in shape, bro. It's so important.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Pitt briefly before you got on. We didn't mention him because he isn't really worth mentioning at Pitt, but you're seeing, I think, what happens when you don't get that conditioning monkey off your back early in your career, and seeing Rafa flounder really, really hard right now trying to do that. And he's coming in soft and small because he's just never done it before. So if you listen to this and you want to be good at this, this ties back to the advice for first-time competitors, man. Get in shape, if nothing else. I don't give a shit how fucking small you look on stage for your first show. Get in shape.
Yep. 100% agree.
I agree. Who Brendan, have you gone? No, you haven't gone.
So with me starting off later in my fucking life, Jesus, it was funny because this past weekend popped up the first show that I ever fucking did in my life, and that was, dude, men's physique, 170 pounds. My girlfriend was fucking coaching me at the time because I didn't even know she had been a fucking bikini competitor. I'd never even like stepped into the realm of bodybuilding or anything like that. She got me fucking shredded, and I looked good at 170 pounds. And then I remember we're backstage, and they sprayed me, and then there was like a botch on my neck, and then she just starts fucking smearing my whole entire face, neck. Dude, I'm gonna send the fucking picture to the group chat. I literally look like fucking you or Doug, no joke. My entire fucking body completely fucking black. I'm like, dude, what did you just fucking do to me? Like, it was ridiculous. But stepping on that stage, it just, I don't know, it clicked. The competitive edge and the competitive that I have, especially like transitioning from swimming into competitive bodybuilding, it just made me want more out of it. But I didn't feel like, like men's physique was fun. I did 12 shows doing that. I won 10 out of the 12 shows I did. I was successful in it, but I think I didn't know where I wanted to take it until I did that Jay Cutler Classic. I think it was back in 21, 22. I did that show, and I was just like, all right, like, let's see how I'll do in men's physique open as a national competitor. I stepped up on stage and I finished 4th place in open, and I'm like, all right, well, this could probably go somewhere if I fucking actually like decided to jump on fucking shit. Turned around, and with inside of a year, I went from 170 to 205. So obviously the newbie gains of being on a first time cycle and everything like that. But I would rather say that it really didn't click of how good and my potential could possibly be until I stepped on stage. And it was Nate that convinced me, because at the time I was transitioning from men's physique to classic physique, and that lasted a whole 5 fucking minutes. Because I'm preparing for the main show, the NPC main show, and then the Cutler, and I'm talking to Nate, and Nate's like, dude, you need to buy bodybuilding trunks. And I'm like, why? He goes, the progression that you made from the off season, he goes, I think you're past classic now. And then I stepped on stage, and I'm doing classic. I finished in 4th place. I do the open. I win the open. I'm like, okay, maybe I thought it was a fluke, to be honest with you. So we had already signed up for the Cutler, did the Cutler, and I ended up same thing, because I was signed up for classic because they're so close together. The shows were close together. I signed up for both classic and physique. Again, first call out for classic physique, 5th place. Fucking heavyweights win. I'm like, all right, that told me everything that I needed to know. Then that was back in 23, and I haven't looked back since. And I think that I never in my million years, when I first stepped on stage, looked at it and was like, I could build my physique to an open, a competitive open person.
Yeah.
At a potential national level too. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm finally, and just like I was telling you earlier, Mike, like, I feel like this year is going to be completely different building for me, because I'm not doing fucking 30,000 steps a day and burying my fucking self, working 12, 13 hours of a blue collar job and then trying to go get a lift in. I feel like all the gains that I'm making is getting thrown out the window because I'm over cardioing myself, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's my fucking job. Just like I told you, being 3 weeks inside of being 3 weeks on cycle again, now I'm already up 15 pounds and we haven't even touched fucking food yet. Yep. That tells me my body's responding to where I'm at right now. So I think it just proves it doesn't matter what age you are. It matters how many years you have in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Because those gains can still come if you haven't given yourself like the 10 or 15 or almost 20 years that have been in this sport. Like, you guys have been training in the open a lot longer than I have. You know what I mean? So to push it and actually start pushing it back in like 23, this is like 3 years for me in the open. The rest of it was men's physique and then building towards classic. So I feel this is going to be a good fucking, this will be one of my best off seasons. And I think I'm maybe I won't put on the size that fucking Luke did in that off season, but I think I can manage anywhere between 10 to 15 pounds. That'll make me happy on stepping on stage next year. And I think it'll be a different look.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.
What about what do you do? What do you do in prep?
Here's the thing. Like, I haven't been in prep since fucking 24. And it's like, even then, like I was just saying to you earlier, like, buying shit was, you can't, for some fucking reason, you can't stay away from it. Even if it's like shirts, shorts, shoes, like major purchases, like I've done it. Fucking a new truck, a new bike, like a fucking Harley. Like, you just go off the path. But trying to keep yourself and Luke was just saying this earlier, like, you tend when you're on prep to become over fucking obsessed with bodybuilding. especially inside the 10 weeks. You're looking at seeing who's doing the show. You're listening to podcasts. What can I do to improve? You're talking to everybody. You're getting feedback from everybody. And it consumes your life. And this goes back to what Mike was saying earlier. Don't let it fucking consume you or to the point you're all by yourself. You don't have a job anymore. You're literally sitting by yourself and there's no one there for you. Like,
I promise
let it
you,
get to that point.
I promise you, I've said this with every show that I have done. I don't think any show I've done I would have even enjoyed or would have been worth it if I didn't have the people there with me that I did.
Facts.
Yeah, this
Right.
is
Yeah,
not
well
this
said.
is not an individual sport, guys. It's
Like,
No, it's
like
not.
it is so, bro. I get so at the end of a prep, dude. I get so sappy and like grateful and appreciative for like every fucking relationship that I have, and like the people that show up for me on that day, like it makes everything worth it. Like everything. Like if I were to like, I couldn't even imagine like even if winning my pro card, which is like something we all dream about, right? I couldn't even imagine having gone out to Vegas alone, winning a pro card and going back to an Airbnb by myself. I would have been miserable. Like that's depressing as fuck. Like
Yeah.
it's the people in your life, the relationships that make all of this fucking worth it. And being able to share those memories in that time, like that's stuff that like I'll cherish for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're as good as dead if you don't have the right support around you.
Yeah, so it's crucial, bro. Do not forget that.
I agree. I guess so for me, Jesus, I don't even remember what the first question is. What is it? The most memorable
First show, memorable thing.
Yeah. So the most memorable moment for me wasn't technically my first show because I did the OCB for 2 years before I jumped to the NPC.
Yeah, I did that too. I didn't mention that either.
We all went down that fucking road.
Like fucking, I competed with Justin Randall back in the day when we were
Yeah,
in the OCP.
That's crazy.
But yeah, my first NPC show was in 2016. It was the Jay Cutler Classic. And I did it with one of my closest friends, Joe, and he did men's physique and I did open. I was a light heavyweight. And just the size of that show coming from like the OCB, right? Like main OCB shows are nothing. They're in fucking school buildings and 10 people show up and they're in VFWs. Like it's silly. So going to the John Hancock Theater with 150, 160 competitors, 30 guys in light heavyweights. Like it was just like, holy shit, this is like big time. And I did pretty well. I got second in novice and fourth in light heavyweight. So it was like, to me, I was like on cloud nine. And I remember, I think Joe was second in his men's physique class. So he did very well too. And both our sets of parents came down and watched, and it was just really cool. And I remember we stayed in the hotel together. We'd like tan, like all that. Like we just did it as boys. And then the ride back, like back to Maine, that's all we talked about. Like, what's the future in this? What are we like? What's next? And we stopped and got food. And like, I'll never forget that night because it was just like,
That's what I'm talking about. Those memories, bro, with the people after the show. Like that's everything.
100%. And yeah, that was my first show, and that was so memorable. And I think when I knew though that I loved bodybuilding was prior to that. So I mean, I guess for those who don't know, like before bodybuilding was basketball for me.
Yeah.
I played in high school, I played in prep school, I played in college. I redshirt at the D1 level, redshirt at the D2 level, dropped down, ended up finishing my basketball career at the D3 level. And once basketball was over, like I thought about the overseas thing, that didn't pan out. And it was like, what do I do now? Like I need an outlet. And stereotypical, I know, right? Outlet, go to the gym. But I went to the gym, and then like all of a sudden I was in control of like every fucking aspect. Like the harder I work, the bigger I get. The more I eat, the bigger I get. Like the less I eat, the leaner I get. The more cardio I do, the leaner I get. And it was like, what? I guess we all have this like selfish mindset and cocky mindset to some degree. like in basketball, I was very cocky, right? Like I talk shit. That's who I was, play bully ball. In my mind, when I started bodybuilding, it was like, dude, I can take this as far as I want to. Nobody can fucking stop me. And sure, that's a very arrogant mindset, but you don't know better when you start, right?
Right.
Like the world is yours. Like you control everything. And once I got like a taste of that, like, oh boy, bodybuilding was really fucking appealing. Like when you are in control of all those variables, and it's just, we know now that it's not necessarily just as hard as you work. It's not linear, but in your mind, when you start, dude, if I outwork everybody, I'm going to be the best. So that was it for me. And as far as what I do in prep, look at my Instagram, people. That's what I do. Fishing all day, every day.
Did everybody go?
Do we answer all those questions? Oh, Mike, you have
just me. I'm gonna go in reverse order here. So, what I do during prep, that's changed as like my life has changed. But usually for me, I try to stay active and busy as long as I can. So now for me, that's going out for walks. That's taking my son to golf. That's going to the shooting range. Physical activity to take up the space between the things I have to do to bodybuild. So that's between meals, outside of training, whatever. When it gets like the slow days in the last 4 to 6 weeks, that's when I get really, really bad about buying shit. Like I bought my truck last year, like 2 weeks out of the show. It's a great truck though. I fucking love it. So no regrets. Legos, like all this shit. I built that one right before Chiseled last year. I have my Stealth Bomber B2 out there because I thought I was going to have to occupy myself to Chiseled. But I think the point is like, and we've hit on this several times so far in the podcast, like keep your mind and body active with something that is not bodybuilding. Because if you let yourself fall into I'm just going to do bodybuilding and that's all I'm going to be, you're going to miss out on a lot of shit. You're going to, like Luke has been harping on, which I think is mega fucking important. You're going to burn relationships by not showing up for people. In which in turn they will not show up for you. Yeah. And this is all easier when you remove the stress of worrying about the outcome, right? The less time you can spend focused on minute X's and O's and what is it going to be when I'm done with this, the better you're going to be. Let your coach do the thinking, keep your mind off shit, stay busy, stay active, and you're going to be better. When I knew this was for me and my favorite memory of my first show are kind of the same thing. Because I'm not a very outgoing person. Like I'm generally pretty reserved. Usually not not the life of the party, any of that shit. So like getting on stage for me was a question mark before it happened. Mm-hmm. My best memory and the when I knew this was for me was when I got off stage and I was like, fuck yeah, that was awesome. Like I enjoyed the shit out of that. And every single time when I'm having that thought process of like, am I done with this? Have I gone far enough? Can I do this? And I get on stage again, that clock resets because I just fucking love being on stage. And I've always been mega competitive, but like even if you're super competitive, there's shit you just don't care to be competitive in, right? Like I'm competitive, but I never wanted to be good at golf till my son started. So like, why the fuck would I chase that? So it was always a question mark of like, do I actually want to be competitive in this? And finding out that I wanted to be competitive in this is what set me off. And what led me down the road.
Yeah, I would say that too. Like that was a thing for me. I'm not usually the type of person that likes to be in front of big groups of people. I don't like a lot of eyes on me. But for some reason, being on a stage in front of hundreds of people, spotlights on me, and I'm butt naked, I was comfortable, which makes no sense. But I was like, all right, if I'm comfortable doing that, then like I guess it's good, So like that was a big thing for me too, because I was nervous about that because I don't like when I like if I was in college, right, and I'm in like a lecture or something, and like I start to talk and like I feel everyone's heads turn around and look at me like, right, all of a sudden I'm like fuck, and like I like forget what I'm even saying, bro. Yeah. I like not even paying attention to the words coming out of my mouth. I'm just thinking about everybody looking at me, right? Yeah. And so like that's the type of person I am. So I thought that was gonna happen when I got on stage. Like I was just gonna like blank and like forget how to pose and like whatever. But it didn't happen. So I was like, all right, that's a good sign. It felt natural is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's what it felt like for me when I got on stage, like my first NPC show and the lights and everyone was cheering and stuff. I was like, okay, I feel good. I like this.
Did you guys ever wonder your first show when you were hitting poses, like if everything looked like it should? Like I remember hitting a lat spread and being like, I think my quads are firing. I think my shit's open. But
no, then
you look at videos and photos after and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
I'll be honest, my first NPC show, I practiced posing probably more for that show than I ever had for any other show.
Yeah, I practiced posing more in my first shows than I do now.
Yeah.
So I was like, live, bro. I treated my first show like it was the fucking Olympia, bro. I treated the Connecticut Grand Prix in 2021 like it was the fucking Olympia, bro. I was so locked in. It was crazy.
One thing I will say to younger competitors, it's very cool to be locked in like that, but don't put so much focus on your posing routines. They
don't fucking matter at all.
They don't. And I don't want to make that sound like hate.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've done 5 open bodybuilding shows, right? And I think I've put together like a real route. So yeah, I put together a real routine that I like practiced for 4 of them. 3 of them, I didn't even get to do it. Okay, because and that's why for the Olympia, bro, the amateur Olympia, which was the fucking show I won my pro card at, I was just like, whatever, put some Linkin Park song on and just went out and hit some poses, right? Because my first show, they did it, right? The second show, they didn't even play music. They just sent me out there. They said, oh, it's not working. Send me out there. I had a whole choreographed routine. I hit poses to dead silence. It was fucking brutal.
Kind of like New York.
Yeah. Third show, they like fucked my music up halfway through. So I did like part of my routine. And then my 4th show was USA's and I didn't play top 5. Yeah. So
I was gonna say,
so I didn't get to do it. I was like, fuck.
The only routine I've nailed and I was so proud of was last year going to Texas. The audacity of me, right? Like I completely gap the fact that you have to be fucking top 10.
Yeah.
And then I get waxed to last.
Yeah, bro. I going into USA's, bro. My routine was fucking A1. I was like, oh, I'm coming in first national show. I'm gonna shut this bitch down, bro. I'm winning my pro card. Crazy routine, 9th place. I was like, fuck.
I had a sick
ass on the sideline, bro.
2023 when I did nationals, I had a sick routine plan, didn't get to do it.
You never do. You only get to do routines when you have nothing planned. So I'm done.
I'm never doing a fucking routine ever again.
Fuck that.
This isn't. I know we're all laughing, but this is important, guys. If you're putting more effort into your routine than your mandatories, like you are fucking ass.
Do not misconstrue this. Do not misconstrue this as do not practice your mandatories. Yeah. Just
correct.
You're posing fruity ass routine shit. Done fucking.
Fucking win.
I'd say I'd say if you're doing an open posing routine, it should be pretty much all your fucking mandatory poses, and that's it.
Yeah, and if you're an open guy who can do the fucking, if you're an open guy and you can do the fucking splits, I got a lot of questions for you, anyways, bro.
Yeah.
Have to ask Andrew.
Sus. Yeah, you're sus.
I actually could do that. I actually could do those back in the day.
Great segue to Pittsburgh. Here we go.
Man.
Fucking let's get it.
Let's get it over.
Get into it.
I mean, if we get a good Samson, shit, fuck. Is that Mr. O?
Look. All I'm gonna say is
let me say this too.
We know what Luke's gonna say.
Let me say this, and I'm not gonna.
Is Derek's name on the back of your shirt right now?
I'm not dick riding that hard, bro. I'm not dick riding that hard.
Suspect.
I will say
He's
this.
Just talking about splits or suspects.
I'll ride with Luke on this 100%. Honestly, Derek was stupidly impressive.
That's where my eyes went to as soon as you were on stage. I said that, I think maybe I said
you messaged me, Chris. Yeah,
I messaged you. I was like, I prefer Derek's look here over everyone else.
This is the only thing I want to say. This is the only reason I want to say this. And it's because, like, obviously I've become friends with Derek, whatever, but that's not even like I said this going into the Olympia last year. There's obviously a lot of hate out there for him that at this point I think is kind of just weirdly forced. It's like people
100%.
will grasp at straws for like any reason to be like, if this is our Mr. Olympia, it's like, bro, like, let's calm down. Realistically, on paper, right now, if he were to retire today at 32 years old, not old, at 32 years old, he has one of the most impressive resumes we've ever seen. That's just a fact. Okay. Now, the thing why I was like more like telling people to shut the fuck up is because with all the Andrew stuff, and this even goes to Andrew, bro. Like Andrew was kind of a dickhead to Derek. And Andrew's out here talking about, oh, it's going to be me and Samson and fucking 1-2 and fucking this, that, and the third. And I'm like, listen, buddy, like your best ever Olympia performance that has you thinking you're right here was the same placing that Derek got when everyone thought he was fucking done. His worst ever was third. Your best ever is third. You guys are not in the same. He's just not there yet. He just hasn't proved to be where Derek is yet. And to talk about a bunch of shit and write somebody off again when he hasn't, that hasn't been proven is just silly to me. And Derek keeps showing up and reminding people, like even when he took third at the Olympia in 24, right? And everyone was like, oh, he's fucking shot, whatever. He got fucked over by Hadi pretty good. Okay. And he was completely over diuretic, and it showed his legs were non-existent. It wasn't a good look. He came back to Arnold Classic a couple months later, smoked Samson. Smoked him.
Yep.
Then he wins the Pittsburgh Pro a couple weeks after that against one of the best Knicks we've ever seen. And then still nobody had him winning the Olympia. Nobody had him winning the Olympia. Then he goes and wins the Olympia. And it's now, even after that, it's still, oh, is it going to be Andrew this year or Samson? And then it's like he has to go on stage and just remind people, like, hey, motherfucker, I'm still here. I'm only 32 years old, and I'm the best in the fucking world. Bro, his resume, the only open pro bodybuilding show the guy has ever done that isn't the Arnold or the Olympia is the Pittsburgh Pro. And he won it. Other than that, he's only done Arnold's and Olympias, and his worst ever placing is third.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it's because I want to know, like, I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you think it's because he's won so much that people are just, I don't know.
It is.
It's tired of it, and they want to see somebody else win?
It's two part. And I've told him this. I've told him to his face. I was like, bro, like, before I knew you, I didn't fucking like you. Like, I didn't. Like, I was like, and like me and his videographer.
Hey, me and Mike said the same thing.
Yeah, his videographer his name is Lucas. He's a friend of mine too. And I was talking to him the other day right before they left for New York and then Pittsburgh. Like behind closed doors, bro, Derek is like such a normal dude. Like he'll call you a fucking faggot and talk shit, and like he's such a normal guy. And then the camera comes on and he tries to be so politically correct that he comes off.
He's like Captain America of bodybuilding.
He is. He comes off as fake
on camera. Yeah.
Yeah, he comes off as fake, and that's why the first time I heard him talk like a normal guy, I thought it was so funny. I was cracking up because I'm like, what, bro? Like you're God's child, bro. Why are you swearing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And like he's just a normal dude, but on camera he tries really hard to be this like poster boy, which I get. It's his image, and I think the league loves it, so whatever. But I don't think it resonates that well with fans. And then on top of that, like you said, Brendan, like when someone wins everything, people don't like you. You know, nobody likes the guys that win everything. Especially if like you're not this like people didn't like Phil when he was winning, but Phil has this like, you know, very like I don't think anybody looks at Phil Heath's physique and is like, I don't really like that. Right. Whereas like Derek's physique, I can see how some people don't love it. Right. But from a bodybuilding standpoint, you
can't knock it.
Yeah, from a bodybuilding standpoint, it's pretty damn close to perfect. Like, from a criteria standpoint.
This is the problem I see is, and I got it if I win at New York. It's like this is not a contest of individual body parts, right? So like you can dislike that Derek's arms don't have detail, but that doesn't mean that he's not Mr. Olympic caliber. He's not in shape, and he's not worthy of a win.
Yeah.
right? Because like detail does not mean conditioning. And
No.
I don't know. I don't think most people that are talking shit have ever seen a legit Olympia level pro bodybuilder in person, right? You don't understand what 260 at 5'5" is.
Yeah.
Because it is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And I
Dude,
get
what
that,
he-
like,
yeah.
we get that people like tend to like taller Mr. Rose. I get it. They take up more space. It looks a little bit more impressive. It could be more aesthetic. But man, how are you going to tell me that someone who's 5'5", 245 or whatever he is on stage with a tight waist is not worthy of the conversation?
Yeah. Like
I don't understand.
I am one of those guys. I'm a taller bodybuilder. I resonate. I like taller physiques. Typically, I think like that overwhelming, like statuesque kind of a person, like to me represents more of like this is the best in the world kind of a thing.
Mm.
But there's just like you can't ignore facts. You can't ignore like what is right in front of you. You know what I mean? And these people still like they'll bitch and moan about like, oh, his biceps don't have detail. Who fucking cares, bro? Who fucking cares if there's a split in your biceps? The guy has when he pulls that vacuum up and his whole fucking skeleton shape shifts, like that's retarded, bro. And like when you're looking at those proportions in a front double bicep and a back double bicep that are the two most important shots on stage, it's actually like it's flawless, especially now that he's brought his quads up, right? Like he's not missing that.
This is what I'll say. I think the hate on Derek isn't from him winning. I like he's won and he has a great resume, but it's not like
I
he's
don't
won
think it's
5 in a
primarily
row.
from that, but I think anytime somebody look, if Derek was the way he was and he was getting like third or fourth place, it would be a lot less outwardly spoken hate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's just a narrative that people like to. You remember when Louis Marco came out with like bubble guts and everybody just like that was fun to fucking talk about?
Yeah.
I feel like the Derek narrative is similar to that. It's just cool and funny to fucking hate. What I can't stand is we've already said it. Derek's biceps are not super separated. Everything else on that physique,
I know,
smokes everybody else.
I know.
You can look at Andrew and say, terrible fucking side tricep, lacks
Dude, he
outer
can't even
sleeve.
hold his fucking hands properly to side tricep. Dude, and
exactly. You can say Samson, right?
Derek and Samson made Andrew look like a swimmer.
For sure. And you can say these things about everybody, like Samson, right? Like still needs more glutes. Still his rear double bicep isn't as good as either of the others, in my opinion. Samson doesn't have great peaks on his biceps. Like I don't understand why it's only directed at Derek.
Yeah.
The other side of it, I think, too, everybody gets excited about guest posing like this, right? Because they're all fucking huge. But the difference, in my opinion, between
I know where you're going with this,
what we saw from Derek and what you'll see at the Olympia with everybody else is that Derek doesn't shrink.
No.
Like, and I'm not saying that Samson will. Andrew is obviously not the biggest he's been. I think it's probably just because he's done a couple shows this year. He's probably not pushing hard. It's not time yet. There's 19 weeks to the O. I'm sure Andrew will be better than he was at guest posing. But I don't think you're going to see Samson maintain the size that he had in his legs that made you go, holy shit, at Pittsburgh, right? Yeah. And that's the fucking difference between an elite level pro and someone who just is a good pro. And it's not just those guys. There's plenty of guys that look fucking crazy in the off season, and people just love hype, right? And the Pittsburgh posing is all about hype. But all that fucking matters is what you look like on the O stage. And I guarantee you that they're not throwing the results at the O stage to guarantee that whoever they want to win wins, because it just doesn't work that way, right? Yeah. You cannot be significantly worse and still win a fucking Olympia and have the integrity of that show maintained, period.
Yeah, it's funny because like I've joked with Derek, and we talked about like he gets more credit for his Pittsburgh guest posings than he does for any of his Olympias.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people will respect him more for his off-season posing than his Olympia wins. And to play off your point, Mike, bro, like Derek has a very like confusing physique to me in the sense of like if you look close enough, like he still has faint glute lines. Like if you go to his rear double bicep, like there's still some striations there, and he's deep off season, and he'll still have this like I mean like he posed for me like a couple weeks before the Olympia, and like he'll in close he'll still have this like kind of chubby almost look to him.
Yep.
But when he fucking like hits a shot or flexes down on a muscle, you want to talk about detail other than his biceps, everything striates. Or we'll say his chest too. His chest doesn't really striate. But his quads, his glutes, his fucking back, his fucking hamstrings, everything just like when he flexes and he hits a shot, he could look soft and watery and then it's just like ripped. And it's stupid impressive. And it's one of those things that Mike said where like we know that Samson, we've seen now Samson like bursting full, and we've seen him dig as hard as possible for condition, and it didn't pay off. So we have not seen a Samson that has been able to be full and round and peeled. But we know that Derek can be that, right?
Right.
And so that's the thing. Andrew, same kind of thing. Like this year, he had a really good year. But to be fair, Derek and Samson weren't on stage with him.
Yeah.
And realistically, those are the top two. I mean, yeah, Hottie's still there, but like realistically, those are the top two guys in the world. And there were a lot of people that had Hottie beating Andrew in Ohio, anyways. You know what I mean? A lot of people had Nick beating Andrew. So it's just this like this like the reason like I'm like trying to be like, yo, I always got to remind people about Derek, I feel like, is because I feel like I shouldn't have to. But people get so stupid, and it's all this like recency bias bullshit where like someone wins a show and then they just forget about the guy who's like never lost.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you forget about that guy? Because he keeps showing up and reminding you fucking idiots. And then the show will end and then you'll forget about him again.
Yeah.
And
I
it's just
think-
because he's a shorter guy and maybe he doesn't have this physique that people love or whatever. So they like their preference is elsewhere. But if you're fucking ranking bodybuilders, he is by far and away the best bodybuilder that's currently alive.
I'll say this too. I hate that this is all sports, right? We don't appreciate stuff till it's gone.
Yes.
And I've tried to be better about the fact that, like, dude, when we see guys like this, I don't care if you're not
me and Ken were talking about this. Yeah.
Just appreciate the fact that you got to see one of the greatest resumes in bodybuilding, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time.
Yeah.
I'll argue that to the fucking like. Shoot me a DM if you think otherwise, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it while it's here. It's same, you know. You might not like LeBron, dude. Enjoy this last couple seasons. Like,
You gotta
if you are
respect him.
seeing greatness, you get to witness it. Be appreciative of it, whether you're
Bro,
a fan or not.
I hate LeBron James with a passion, but like watching this dude play like with his son and shit, and just thinking about how he's like, dude, the other night, me and my brother were talking about this too. Like, we're high and we're like looking at this guy and we're like, bro, he was in the league in 2003, 2013, 2023, like dominating. Like, at a certain point, you got to be like, fuck, that's pretty cool, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I would love for him to come to fucking Boston for a year.
Yeah, and
That would
like,
be pretty cool. I'm fucking sick and twisted like that, but I would love it. I would fucking pay to see it.
but it's just one of those things too, man. And like Derek, like the thing is, yeah, like you said, Mike, it happens in all sports, and I think we're just right now. That's probably a lot of what's going on. Is I think when he's gone from the sport, and people look back at the greats, like they'll start to mention his name, but like for now, and dude, like I've said this a couple times now, but the fact that he has done what he's done by the age of 32, like, do you not understand how, bro? He's won 3 Olympias in two different fucking classes. Like he's won Arnold class. Like, bro, when he pulled out his fucking a week after the O this year, we had the Hurricane Pro down here, and Tim Gardner ran some posing thing at our gym, and he pulled out like all his trophies like for the event, and it was like Olympia, Arnold Classic, Mr. USA, Pittsburgh Pro. Like, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I've held the Sandals, bro. They're fucking heavy, dude. Like, it's crazy. And like, I kind of forget sometimes that like I'm in the presence of that guy. You know what I mean? Or like somebody that's that fucking good. Like, I don't know. It's just like I don't mean to sit on here and like stroke dick, but like people need to just like remember what I think people are just stupid, and stupid people piss me off, and like nobody uses their brain. It just doesn't make sense why the fuck like all of last year's what I was telling you guys before the fucking Olympia. Why the fuck were people everyone had Nick over Derek at the O. Everybody. Like I don't think I had met one person that was like, oh, I'm taking Derek over. And I'm like, why? Because the best Nick ever versus a mediocre Derek still won.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about Samson and Nick for the win, when also, mind you, a couple weeks before that, Derek also beat Samson. And everyone had Derek in like fourth place. And I'm like, are you guys retarded? What's going on? And it happens time and time again. So then every time he gets on stage, even if it's a fucking guest posing, and reminds people like, hey, then I gotta fucking jump in and be like, yeah.
You know what's interesting to think about too, Luke, is he's 32. So there's a good possibility like Samson, Andrew, Hadi, like they're all going to be retiring.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Derek still probably hasn't hit his prime yet. He probably can still keep going.
Yeah.
So when those guys go, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like he's dude, like he can kind of call the shot. Like he can do whatever he wants with the rest of his career. You know what I mean?
I want to see somebody in my lifetime win 9 Olympias and beat like Ronnie and Lee Haney's record.
Yeah,
I don't know if that'll happen, but
he's the only one within earshot of it right now.
Yeah, I mean, just from a fucking timeline standpoint, yeah,
right. I mean, Andrew and Samson are both over 40. Hadi we saw falling off.
Wait, let me ask you this question: if he wins 8 Open Olympias, but he also has a 212 Olympia.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
You know, 212s are second class, bro. We're a second class bodybuilder.
I mean, didn't Linda Murray win nine women's bodybuilding Olympias or something like that? Like,
yeah, but if we go into the women's side of things, then you got to talk about what's her name chasing Dexter's win record and like miss me with that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What my point is like Derek would have to win like 9 Open Olympias for it to be.
Well, but does a 212 count as 0.5?
No,
so does he have? If he goes
no respect.
It's still
based on
impressive.
Prize money. If it's based on prize money, it's like 0.1.
Yeah,
you have 0.1.
True.
They have 8.1 Olympias, bro. It's crazy.
All right, fellas. I think 9:42.
So, I know we've been going on for a while. I got one more question for you all from the guest posing though. What did you guys think of the rumors of classic guys moving to open?
I love it.
Or the guys that are actually moving to open, like
I think I like it.
I love seeing Josema, bro. Dude looks like.
Do you think it's gonna translate though? Because he's obviously fucking huge. We're like 275 in shape is huge objectively.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the classic guys, and we've seen it a couple times already. I don't see the classic guys translating like Urs.
No, well, this is the thing. This is why everyone wants to talk about like, oh, people say this all the time. Oh, if you took this physique and you just put 30 pounds of muscle on it, it would be the best. But it doesn't just, it's not AI fucking Photoshop. You just like pull a quad sweep out and pull the quads. Like, that's not how this shit works. So when these guys actually have to push up and eat 7,000 calories a day and take more drugs and be in an off season longer, and it changes the way everything looks. And then on top of that, like there's a reason that open bodybuilding is the pinnacle of this sport and always will be. It's the hardest. it's the most impressive. It's like to maintain that level of muscle mass and get in the condition that these guys get in and the thickness and everything is not easy. It takes a lot of time under a fucking bar and in the kitchen and everything. And I think when you see these guys that transition, like Urs was a top 3 classic guy in the world, you know. Granted, does he have the potential? I don't know if he'll ever be a top 3 open guy, but he's definitely got a ton of potential because he's so young, right? And I think he does have the structure for it, but he'll never be what he was in classic and open.
Yeah,
right.
I do think it's crazy we get in so many trannies in open. Like I never thought I would see the day. It's a lot of trannies, bro. That's my bad joke. I'm sorry. I'm
not.
Chris is not impressed. I wanted to bring it up. It's always the talk, right? Because everyone who loves classic think it's like the best thing since sliced bread, and that's fine if it's your preference. But we just haven't seen it. I don't think you're going to see it. I think that if you had the potential to hang that amount of tissue off of a frame that was big enough to hold it, you probably wouldn't be stuck in classic.
I agree.
Right. And Urs, I don't think is going to translate even if he keeps it up. I don't think Josema is going to translate. I don't see.
I think it's exciting. The reason that I love it is 2-part. Is one, it's exciting to see. Like, this is the reason why classic, you know, I have respect for these guys and their physiques, and I think there's a lot of good athletes. But for me, it's boring to watch because of the weight cap. It is the same physique every single fucking time. And the reason that open is exciting is because you're like, oh, how is this person going to come back, you know, a year later with another year under their belt and maybe more or less tissue or whatever they're doing, right? It's a new look, right? Whereas classic, it's the same look every time with these fucking guys. And so it's exciting to see them take the chains off and be like, all right, let's see how big I can get, right? And you're probably going to see some guys really explode, some guys probably a little more mediocre. But it's just exciting to see. And then I also love it because once again, it puts into perspective how impressive open bodybuilding is. And like how you're not going to have these fucking pussies that are like being like, well, if this guy was open, he would be, and it's like, okay, well now he is, and he's fucking 11th place. So like, you got nothing left to say. You know what I mean? And it's like for Josema, for example, that dude's probably been the most conditioned guy on stage in any division in the last like fucking 5 years, right? Okay, now you want to go be an open guy. It's a lot harder when in classic, you just got to push down to your weight cap, right? You don't have a choice. You don't have to worry about being all full and big and whatever. Go bring that level of condition, but lose all your pop and your fullness. And then go stand next to fucking Samson. Okay? You're going to look like a child, right? So it's a whole nother game, too, of like trying to get as shredded as possible while maintaining this new tissue you've put on and staying full and blah, 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 blah. It's a lot more challenging than people think. So, but overall, I like it. I like it.
All right, I guess we'll shit talk coaches next week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
That really needs to fucking take place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all right. It's all right. We get some time to cool our jets.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure I'll be fired up this
moderately
upcoming weekend.
Derogatory.
I should go. Man, I should go in on that next. That'll be my next series of photos for the derogatory post.
Absolutely, I love that. I thought that was great.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, folks.
All right, boys.
All right, boys. See you. Have a good night. Bye.
Take it easy.